Hi, welcome to Math for All, where everyone can learn more about math. I'm Denise, and today we will go over solving multi-step linear equations. The linear just means that the variables are not really raised to any powers. Actually, the power is 1, but it's invisible. We will incorporate the distributive property and adding like terms, and then we'll solve them. These are as advanced as they get, so congratulations on making it this far. We have been incrementally building to this point with each of our videos. Before we start solving these bad boys, please go to my website, MathforAll.net, and print out notes that you can use to follow along with this video. Cool, now we're ready to solve this. -5 quantity 3n minus 2, n quantity plus 7, equals 4 times parentheses -n minus 6, n parentheses, plus 2n plus 2. It is our job to figure out what that n must be to make this equation true. I feel like it would be very hard to do that without using our algebra techniques. Before we tackle this, let's list our steps on how to solve these. Step 1. Use the distributive property to unlock any terms trapped inside parentheses. If you see parentheses with unlike terms inside and a number in the front, the right thing to do is the distributive property. Step 2. Next, we will go to each side of the equal sign and add any like terms that we see. Step 3, move one of the variable terms over. And step 4, solve our new two-step equation. Great, we have a recipe for success. Let me make these instructions a little smaller, get them out of the way while we do some awesome math. First, we use the distributive property wherever we have parentheses, here and here. I draw my rainbows from the first number to each number inside. -5 times 3n equals -15n. -5 times -2 is positive 10. I will drop down the plus 7, the equal sign, then 4 times -n is -4n, and 4 times -6 equals -24. Then we won't forget plus 2n plus 2. Now, nothing is locked up, so we will move to step 2, where we look at each side of the equal sign and add any like terms. On the left side, the only like terms are 10 and 7, so I will copy down the -15n and then add 10 plus 7 for plus 17. On the right side, I see these n terms and number terms. Adding -4n plus 2n gives me -2n, and -24 plus 2 equals -22. Next, we move to step 3, where we move one variable over to the other side by adding or subtracting. I get to choose between moving this -15n or the -2n. Both of these are legal to move, but I believe moving the -15n over is slightly easier because then I will add 15n to both sides, creating a positive number on the right. 17 equals 13n minus 22. We're at a two-step equation. I hope you're as relieved as I am to see that. Step 4, we solve this by first adding 22 to both sides, giving 39 equals 13n. Divide both sides by that 13. 39 divided by 13 is 3, so 3 equals n and n equals 3. Doesn't this make you feel so smart? You are doing amazing and awesome algebra. Before we use this knowledge to do another example, we will take this one a bit further. Sometimes you will be asked to check your answer, which is honestly a little tedious to do over and over, but it is worthwhile to do just this once. To check our answer, we put the number that we found back into the original equation and make sure that it will make it true. I'll show you what I mean. We figured out for this one that n equals 3. So let's evaluate each side where we put in a 3 for every n that we see. -5 parentheses 3 times 3 minus 2 plus 7 equals 4 parentheses -3 minus 6 plus 2 times 3 plus 2. We'll use order of operations and do those parentheses first. 3 times 3 equals 9. -2 is 7, so this is -5 times 7 plus 7. I'll finish up this side. -35 plus 7 equals -28. On the other side, -3 minus 6 equals -9. On this side, we have 4 times -9 equals -36, then plus 6 plus 2. -36 plus 6 equals -30, plus another 2 equals -28. -28 equals -28. Check. Phew, happy face. I sure am glad that that worked out. Now that you're getting the idea on this, let's solve another one. Yikes, I don't even want to read that thing. Once again, it's anyone's guess what that x has to be to make this true. So let's follow the steps, writing everything down so that we can keep it organized. Do that distributive property for any parentheses. So -3x plops down. The -10 times 4x is -40x. And -10 times 6 is -60. Plus 9. Equals 4 times 4x, 16x here, 4 times 5 is 20 here, plus that 12x. Next, add our like terms. -3x minus 40x is more negative for -43x. -60 plus 9 is -51. On the other side, we have 16x plus 12x for 28x, and the 20 is just copied down. This is looking so much better already. We'll decide to move the x's to one side. I choose to move the -43x over to meet the 28x, like this. -51 equals 28x plus 43x equals 71x plus 20. Step 4, solve it. Subtract the 20 from both sides of the equation. -51 minus 20 is -71. Equals that 71x. -71 divided by 71 equals -1. So x equals -1. Please take a glance at your work and admire how far you've come. Take a nice deep breath after your mini celebration before we attack and conquer this next one. We will follow the same steps, but this one incorporates fractions. It's about as difficult as I could make it. If you can do this, you are a star student. Here we go. We have fractions and j's and distributing, but don't panic. Let's distribute first. Copy down the -5/2 j minus 6, then distribute 3/4 to 10j. We are multiplying 3/4 times 10j. Put the 10 over 1 and slash what we can. 4 and 10 are both divisible by 2, for a 2 here and a 5 here. Multiply across the top and bottom for 15/2 j. That goes here. Now, 3/4 times -8, same thing. -8 over 1 slash -8 and 4 to equal -2 and 1. -2 times 3 on the top is -6. The bottom is 1, so we won't write that. Impressive. Other side, 1/2 times 3j is 3/2 j, and 1/2 times 8 is 4. It's just 8 divided by 2, but don't forget that -7. So this is still looking a little scary, but our next step is to add like terms. -5/2 j plus 15/2 j. They already have common denominators, so adding them up, I'm at 10/2 j. Let's leave that instead of simplifying it. -6 minus 6 equals -12. Then over here, I have 3/2 j plus 4 minus 7 for that -3. Okay, we are moving j's over. This 3/2 j is going to be subtracted from both sides. 10/2 minus 3/2 have a common denominator. For 7/2 j over here, minus 12 equals -3. Add 12 to both sides. Plus 12 plus 12. 7/2 j equals 9. Remember how to get rid of that 7/2 in front of the j? Multiply both sides by its reciprocal. Times 2/7 here and here. 9 over 1, so j equals 18/7. Well, isn't that a lovely answer? I am proud of you for following along. That was really great work. Here's an air high five for you on learning this. You can solve almost any linear equation with your skills. There are a few equations that look slightly different that I'll go over in subsequent videos, but honestly, you have succeeded in learning these multi-step equations, and the rest is cake. So go to my website, MathforAll.net, and get a worksheet where you can practice solving these using our handy-dandy instructions. Practice your attention to detail, and you will hopefully have a little bit of fun with them. Then come back so that you can learn more about math. If you can do this, you are a star student. Here we go. This is terrible. Okay.